Shalom Yeladim. Let's continue learning about Parshat Shlach. Well, the Meraglim continued traveling through Eretz Yisrael, and they started to see things that were very frightening. They saw that the people there were not like them. They were big. They were gigantic. They were giants. And then they saw that the fruit of Eretz Yisrael was also big and huge. Whoa. They started to think, we don't know about this. Maybe this isn't the place we want to come to. The people are so big. They're going to be very hard to fight. And the fruits are so big, even too big for us. They made a huge mistake. Instead of seeing the good in Eretz Yisrael, they were seeing the bad. They should have said, wow, what gorgeous fruits! Different than any other country. Different than anything we've seen before. And giants? Hashem took care of the Mitzrim. He'll take care of the giants. We're so excited to come to Eretz Yisrael. But they didn't listen to the Yetzer HaTov. And the more they saw, the more they became frightened. And the more they decided they were going to come back with a bad report. They were going to tell the Bnei Yisrael this was not the place they should come to. At the end of 40 days, the Meraglim returned to Moshe Rabbeinu and to Klal Yisrael. Everybody was waiting to hear their report. As soon as they started to speak, the 10 Meraglim, not Yoshua and not Kalev, started talking about Eretz Yisrael in a not nice way. They started to say that the people were too big. The fruits were too big. And they even showed the fruit that they brought that needed to be carried by so many people. This was not a land for them to conquer. This was not a land where they wanted to go to. Yoshua and Kalev, they tried really hard to come in front of these Meraglim and to say good things about Eretz Yisrael and to remind the Jewish people that Hashem has taken care of them all the time. Moshe has taken them to wonderful places, brought them out of Mitzrayim. Hashem has given them the man in the midbar. They have nothing to be afraid of. But the Bnei Yisrael would not listen to Kalev. They would not listen to Yoshua. And they began to cry to Moshe, why did you bring us here? Why did you take us out of Mitzrayim? How can you bring us to the land of Eretz Yisrael where we will die because we are small and we will not be able to live there? HaKadosh Baruch Hu was very disappointed in Klal Yisrael. And because everybody was crying and they listened to the Meraglim, Hashem said, no, you cannot come into my country. You will not be able to come to Eretz Yisrael. Even though I promised that in 3 days you may come into Eretz Yisrael, now I have changed my mind. 40 days you were in my special country and you couldn't find wonderful things to say about it? So for 40 years you're going to travel in the midbar, in the desert. Only your children will be able to come into Eretz Yisrael. Only they will get my special gift. What a sad, sad day it was when everyone was crying. Hashem said, You are crying for nothing. I am here. I am with you. I was going to take care of you. I was going to make everything easy. But because you are crying for no reason, I am going to make this day a very, very sad day in our calendar. You will never forget that you cried for nothing. Because on this day is Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of Av. And for anybody who remembers, that's one of the saddest days in the Jewish Luach, in our Luach. It is the day when the Beis HaMikdash, one, the first one, and the second one, were destroyed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took his house away from us on Tisha B'Av. Why? Why on this day? Because this day was a day when the Bnei Yisrael cried for no reason. Hashem said, today you cry for no reason. I am going to give you a reason to cry. You are going to cry when the first Beis HaMikdash is destroyed. And you are going to cry when the second Beis HaMikdash is destroyed. On which day? On Tisha B'Av. On this day, when the Meraglim came back, because they listened to their Yetzer Hara, and they spoke Lashon Hara about Eretz Yisrael. That teaches us an amazing lesson. Not only are we not allowed to speak Lashon Hara about people, but even things that are kadosh, that are special, we must not speak Lashon Hara about them as well. HaKadosh Baruch Hu taught the Bnei Yisrael a lesson that they will never, ever forget. Hashem did not want the Bnei Yisrael to send Meraglim. There was no reason to send Meraglim. They did not pass the test. And so those Meraglim who didn't pass the test, who didn't come back with a great report, those Meraglim were not allowed to go into Eretz Yisrael later. Only their children. But guess who was allowed to go into Eretz Yisrael? Guess who passed the test? Do you remember? Yehoshua and Kalev. Yehoshua ben Nun and Kalev ben Yefuneh. With the help of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in his name, with the Yud to make him strong, and Kalev ben Yefuneh with the tefillot that he davened in Hebron at the Ma'aras HaMachpelah to all the avos and imahos, Adam and Chava, they were able to pass the test. And they were rewarded because they came into Eretz Yisrael with everyone else, with the children of all the Meraglim. They got the reward for speaking good about Eretz Yisrael and passing the test, not listening to their friends, but saying true to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and what he wanted from them.